Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be revisiting the Forbidden Land. Revisiting the Forbidden Land. Hookup Horror Stories. I asked you guys a while ago to tell me some of your hookup horror stories, and I barely was able to scratch the surface because I got a lot of responses. A lot of you are having bad sex, and a lot of you are having bad sex. Many such cases, many such cases. Not really for me, but I know for probably a lot of you. I would say just kidding, but I'm not. First of all, before we get into that, I want to show you guys my hair clip. Can you guys see it? Wait, I need to get closer. I made this hair clip and I put little charms on it or whatever, if you can even see it. I hope you were able to see it. Yeah, I just wanted to show it. Okay. Also, before we get into today's video, I do have a exciting announcement. As many of you know, I am an actor, and I have a new short film coming out on my YouTube channel. It's called Omakase. I don't want to give too much away, but I do want to show you guys the trailer, and when it comes out, I really hope you guys will watch it. I know that you guys really have been very supportive of my acting career thus far. And you know, let's keep these good vibes going. Let's keep these good vibes going. So before we get into the video, here is the trailer.
Dinner tonight, Masendo?
Yes, I've got a reservation.
Reservation at 6:30. He arrived 2 minutes ago.
もっとデートのことを教えて。
今夜は冬寿司でお任せで。This time it's with Mark.
乾杯。
He's really nice and I think I kind of like him.
クリスマスパーティーで一緒だったイケてない人？
いけてない。
選手は他の男と来ましたよね。
違う。勘違いじゃないでしょうか。
ママのアドバイスをもっと真剣に聞いてね。もういい年なんだから。
Fine, I guess I'll work on getting younger too.
夏美に合わせたい人がいるってことをずーっと言いたかったの。
Isn't that an amazing thing? Just two strangers coming together like that? It's like it was meant to be, you know? Isn't this what you want?
Hi everyone, my name is Tristan Al, writer and director of the film Omakase. I'm so excited that Omakase will be publishing on Emily Fan's YouTube channel on August 27th. Something I noticed immediately from Emily while directing Omakase was her willingness to really try new things and elevate the story. There's one specific moment where she improvises a very short line, and God, it just made me absolutely break down and sob. If you're interested in following more of my work, you can follow me right here. And recently I created a new production company with my friend Cody McLeod Rogers called Foreground Productions. You can follow it on Instagram right here. While Foreground comes after Omakase, I believe that the principles of the film really stay true. As a filmmaker, I really want to create stories that disrupt narratives, that change perspectives on human experiences, and that ultimately make the world a better place. Anyway, that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoy the film when it comes out on August 27th. Thank you.
So yeah, I think that's everything off the checklist. Show you my hair clip. Oh my god. Show you my hair clip. Show you the trailer for my new short film. And now we can get into the horror stories, I almost said hair clip. Whoops. I'm getting too much into the mindset of the hookups and my mind is so rotting rancid in the gutter. By the way, I am going to be purposefully mispronouncing words or replacing words with other words so I don't get demonetized. Because like I said, many of these I really can't even read because they are quite erotic and not in a tasteful way, in like a gross way. So, first of all, he growled. I laughed and he didn't growl again. and thank the Lord Almighty for that. I'm wondering what type of growl was this? You know, I can't imagine being with someone like, are we talking like a Mufasa, king of the jungle, standing on top of Pride Rock like, like, cause then I'm like, okay, let's tone it back. Also, on the other hand, imagine gearing up the courage to growl, or maybe maybe that's something that would just come naturally, actually. I don't know if he was thinking in his head, all right, a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and roar. You know, it probably just came out accidentally. Anyways, I laughed and he didn't growl again. After everything was finished, I sat on his bed as he literally went through every phase of his life and the trauma he experienced throughout. He definitely had mommy issues and needed therapy. Many such cases, many such cases. During a particularly dramatic story from his teen years, I leaned over and grabbed my phone to order an Uber. He didn't even finish the story before I popped up to get dressed and get the fuck out of there. Ha 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 ha. P.S. I've been considering if I'm a lesbian or not lately, and this interaction is what pushed me to start considering. I am screaming. First of all, he starts unloading all his trauma onto you after he just unloaded in different ways. And it's like, I don't think this is like pillow talk, right? Pillow talk is like that thing that Zane, that thing that Zane sang about, where it's like, what is pillow talk? What do y'all be talking about? Is that when you're just like laying there after and you're like, good game, like, that was good? Or whatever. I don't think it involves trauma dumping. Him laying there naked like, my mother never told me that she was proud of me and it just really affected me for the rest of my life. And you're like, okay, but, I'm looking for a Toyota Prius, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. Went to a guy who absolutely smelled awful and told me Wait, what? Went to a guy who absolutely smelled awful and told me that my schlong smelled like bacteria. And isn't that the fragrance we all strive for? Definitely something everyone wants to hear in bed, you know. Ooh, baby, your genitalia, it's giving petri dish. I need to put on my chemistry goggles for what you got going on down here, babe. Baby of the sort. Also, when I told him to please don't hit me, he proceeded to hit me anyways. Okay, guillotine. Death to them all. No, not to them all. Not to you. Just to him. What? Do you need me to take care of this guy for you? Listen, I've been going to the gym, okay? I can do something. Okay, guys, to be honest, I don't gather what's going on here, but I'm just gonna read the rest of it. I went to the bathroom and I had my Apple Watch, so I texted my phone through it and said to call me in 6 minutes. She did and pretended to be in a car accident and I left. So I guess they texted someone through their Apple Watch and said, call me and pretend to be in a car accident. That's what it's seeming like to me. Have you guys ever had to like, call your friend to help get them out of a date or something like that? I've actually never had to do that because a lot of my friends, we don't really date. We tend to just keep to ourselves. Who knows? That might change. That might change. One of these days I might have to put on the theatrics. Oh, my son, he's stuck in a well. Won't you please come help me? It wasn't that bad, but he was opening his mouth too wide when we were kissing. It's like kissing a plastic cup. That's the best description I can give. You know what? I have had that experience too, where you're kissing someone where I hate it. I hate it. I guess I did hate it. But literally, I was like, is there a lockjaw situation going on here? I'm a little bit confused. For people who open their mouths way too wide when kissing, in my head, I'm kind of just like cannibal allegations. Like, I'm literally like, you know what it's giving? Bones and all. Bones and all. I'm like, baby, you need to be starring alongside Timothée Chalamet, okay? Because why are we opening our mouth so wide that I feel like you're about to consume me? I felt befuddled. And that's not how you should feel. When typically during a makeout session, you don't want to be sitting there thinking, I'm quite befuddled right now. And nor do I want the other person to be thinking that. You know, Like, why do I feel like I'm Scooby-Doo trying to solve this mystery as to why your mouth is open so wide? I'm a lesbian and my ex-girlfriend and I were dating, and she called her mom while, you know, going at it with me to order Wendy's, and then stayed on the phone for a while still doing it, and then promptly left to go eat Wendy's. In parentheses, I stayed with her for 7 months after this. You know, there's nothing more romantic than, you know, conjoining souls and intertwining limbs and feeling each other flesh to flesh, only to hear, yeah, can I get a 4 for 4? Yeah, that feels great. Keep doing that. And can I get some barbecue sauce with that? It's like, this can't wait. I mean, I guess, honestly, lesbian sexual interactions, like, sometimes you need to put that into your Google Calendar because it's like a good 4 to 5 hour chunk of time. So maybe it can't just wait because by the time we're done, the Wendy's is closed, you know. But he invited me back to his house and his dog shit on his carpet. I'm sure that certainly added a certain je ne sais quoi to the aroma of the place. All right, this is long. We met off Tinder and we were chatting for a while and we gave each other our numbers and really clicked. I thought we were the perfect match and eventually we wanted to hook up and started flirting in a sexy way. I knew something was wrong when he started sending me deck pics. Okay, I really didn't mind it after a while. And then he stopped. He didn't send them often though. Whatever. And then we started video chatting a lot and he was handsome. Just my type and so sweet, and we were both in our 20s, and then we finally decided to hook up after like 4 months of talking online. When I went to his place, and no, he didn't pick me up. Whatever. So when I went to his place, it turns out this guy was kind of catfishing. No, God forbid. Even with like, did you guys video call though? Ugh. It took a crazy turn, and turns out either they were related or something, but the guy I was talking to online and the guy I met with was completely different. The guy I met with told me that looks don't matter and tried to lure me into sex, but I did not hesitate to run out of that place. Maybe he hired the guy he was talking with to catfish me, or they were related somehow, though I'm still pissed off and sad. I went to a therapy session after and was scared I would get stalked, but nothing happened. Oh my God, what a nightmare situation. But if I have been e-dating someone for 4 months and I show up to the place and I open the door expecting to see, you know, Melissa Barrera or something like that, and lo and behold, Danny DeVito is standing there. Yeah, trust and believe I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. I would literally be gagged. I would be gagalinaed in like a bad way. Good for you, first of all, for getting out of that situation immediately, because honestly, you know, funny, ha-ha, hookup stories, ha-ha, but this sounds scary. It's scary in of itself to be, you know, opening the door, expecting some hot, sexy, handsome, this or that, and then you open the door and there's a nematode looking back at you. That's already not pleasant. Right? But the fact that he was trying to like lure you and be like, oh, but looks don't matter, like, come on, just like da-da-da, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Stub your toe and break it, bitch. But I'm glad that you got out of the situation and nothing, you know, bad proceeded to happen after that, because that is scary. My worst experience was totally random, LOL. I was with my boy around the corner and one random guy just shows up and keeps staring at us while we're doing the thing. I felt like a porn star, LMAO. This situation was so embarrassing, but Emily, you're not gonna believe what happens next. My boy just asked the guy, are you just gonna stare at us or do you wanna come? The guy came and they kissed each other and did the thing while I was under my guy. I just stopped there and leave. It was totally random, but I never hook up with him again, LOL. Oh my God, literally challengers without the tennis. Just a threesome. First of all, I'm like, are you guys outside? Are you by a window? Like, how is this guy just like watching you? Also, for the guy you're with to point at him and be like, hey, you, lucky guy in the crowd, what? Are you gonna watch or are you gonna join the tango with us? and he actually did is crazy. I could see in theory how that would be like fun, but in practice it's like, I don't know you, you know? You're literally a stranger. Like, this guy could literally be STD City, Genital Wartsville, and we're just gonna invite him to be with us? Like, and also, sorry, don't I get a say in this? There's no sort of like, say yay or nay if, you know, Derek here can join us. All those in favor of allowing the voyeur to join, say aye. He started going goblin mode and ripped my shirt in half. He wound up feeling bad and paid for a new one, LMAO. Yeah, I know that's right. Goblin mode? What does that mean? I'm literally fearful. Imagine you're with someone and they're like, goblin mode activated. I would literally be like, hello? No, deactivate it, deactivate it. Take out the SIM card. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so close. I'm about to go goblin mode. And also, I'm sorry, don't rip my shirt. Have some decorum, okay? I understand, like, again, so many things sound nice in theory, where it's like, oh, you want me so bad, like, but at the same time, this is my shirt. This is my shirt that I use my big girl money for. Don't rip my shirt. The goblin inside you, sedate it, okay? Anesthesia. I think the only way I would be okay with this is if I was wearing those clothes that, like, have, you know, when Broadway actors do quick changes and you can just rip off the clothes so easily and nothing actually tears. That I would be okay with. Okay, this isn't really a hookup IRL, it was online, yes I know, and I was 11. I'm 14 now. 14? You're 14? Are 14-year-olds watching my videos? What? I mean, I guess my videos aren't that inappropriate, but not me being over 10 years your elder. Like, honey, go to bed. In my dog era, I was tired of pillow princesses and falsely advertised switches, so I tried to actively seek masks so I could get topped for once. And so I hit up the most mask person I found. Androgynous, buzz cut, piercings, tattoos, everything. They were a Yale DJ also. With the intent of a hookup, we met up and they told me they just got out of a 6-year relationship with a man. One of the most daunting things I can hear when I'm on a date with a woman is, yeah, I just got out of a 4-year-long relationship 3 months ago. And now I'm shaking in my boots, pissing in my seat, borderline sweat is coming out of every orifice of mine. This is not gonna work. Like, listen, I'm a lot of things, but never a rebound. Never a rebound. I will not allow that to happen. And maybe I'm being too close-minded, whatever. I'm very willing to give up on things when it comes to romance. I, like, one little red flag here or there, I'm like, you know what? I like being single. And maybe that's why dating has not worked out for me. This was their first woman-woman date and they wanted to hit the lesbian ground running. I wanted to leave. Very valid, I would too. But they wanted to watch an anime movie and I'm thinking, damn, either I gotta be honest and leave or sit through this whole anime movie. So I said, hey, to be honest, I'm only looking for hookups and I don't want to be your first lesbian hookup because it's not fair to you. And they said, but I want sex too! And I'm like, shit. So I ended up having sex with them just because I knew I could make them finish faster than the movie. And after they arrived, arrived, they started laughing giddily like a man running through the fields after being in prison for 10 years, and they gave me a monologue on how lesbian sex just changed their life, and I'm like, okay. A few days ago, I matched with this guy on Grindr, and I went over to his house. It was really nice, it was quite spacious, and he had a golden retriever that was sleeping. When we were doing the thing, I was on top. Great, love that. And the sounds apparently woke up the dog, and since he thought his owner was being injured, he ran over and bit my ass cheeks. I left early with my ass bleeding, and I went to the hospital for 5 stitches. The golden retriever really said, what are you doing to him? Get off him! That is 5 stitches is crazy. He took a bite out of your derriere like it was a Whopper. I'm just like, what noises was this guy making that made it sound like he was it like, ow, 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 ouch, ouch, yowza? Are people, you know what? People are moaning like they're hurt. They are. I think that, I can see how the dog would have been mistaken in such a way. I mean, the dog really said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. You may be the top in this moment, but I'm gonna bite your bottom. Hard. I was on a date with a boy that, by the way, I didn't like that much. Great. So him and I were sitting at the grass talking random stuff, and suddenly he leans to me, and without asking or kissing my lips or whatever, he just licked my ear. Like he actually put the tongue in the hole. Ew. Whispered a sentence I cannot remember and still makes me throw up. That is utterly upsetting. Putting your Alaskan bullworm ass tongue in my ear like you're scavenging for gold or something like that. Like, I promise there are not precious jewels in here. You don't need to go digging around like you're Indiana Jones. Oh, I'm about to go ballistic. I think, the lobe is like, okay, we love. But, I'm sorry, the actual ear canal? Why are you, tasting my tympanic membrane right now? At that point, I don't even care what the sentence is. You could have whispered in my ear afterwards, I have $1 million for you waiting in the back of my car. And I would be so bewildered at what just happened that I wouldn't even recognize what you said. Some friends of mine were around and watching the scene, which it was so terrible. I could see it in their faces. The worst part comes with him believing I liked it. And at the end, he was acting like the alpha male gym bro he believed he was. But that was so random. Like, what the hell is going on with you, dude? Yes, I probably had to say no or something. It sounds like he just did it and didn't really give you an opportunity to say no. But it is a win for me. That traumatized me so much because it was one of my first dates that as soon as I stopped talking to him, I realized I was bisexual by nature and lesbian by choice. Does that even make sense? Well, I hope it does. Bisexual by nature, lesbian by choice. So you are attracted to men, but you would choose to date women, is what I'm understanding. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, because what the hell? Okay, so around a year ago, I was making out with a guy, and my dumbass decided it would be hot to shove him against this wooden storage cabinet thing he had in his room. I couldn't see the top of it, but apparently there were a few things shelved on top, one being this ceramic pot that violently fell when he slammed against the cabinet. Obviously, I immediately apologized and helped to pick up the pieces. It was a rather small pot, and it was empty and took maybe a minute to put aside. I fully expected we would get back into it, but we did not. I'm fearful. He sat down calmly on the bed and was silent for a while. I don't blame him for being emotional. We were both shit-faced. I awkwardly asked him if he was all right. I mean, I definitely felt terrible and apologized a million times. I felt too guilty to leave after he started explaining the sentimental value the pot had to him. It was a family heirloom. So yeah, basically I sat there for a whopping 15 minutes with the female equivalent of blue balls while he talked about his family. I didn't even know the guy personally. Oh, wow. I'm putting myself in your shoes right now, and I feel utterly mortified. I feel like it could only be worse if, like, I was hooking up with someone at the Smithsonian, and I slammed them against the cabinet with the Hope Diamond, and it fell over and cracked into pieces or something. That would be worse. Or if I slammed a woman up against the Mona Lisa, and within the throes of passion, she gets damaged. What am I even talking about? Isn't the Mona Lisa like behind glass or something like that? I slam her so hard against the wall that the glass protecting the Mona Lisa breaks. I'm just kidding. I would never do that to a woman. Not without her permission anyway. At least it wasn't, where I thought the story was going? I thought that it was going to be someone's ashes. All of a sudden, you came to this guy's house to get a little freaky, and now we're Swiffering Grandma Jane's ashes. But it's still bad. Breaking the family heirloom, It's not great. Not great. Not particularly a kink of mine. That one time when I dressed up extra pretty, a new set of lingerie and everything for my temporary partner after he came home from work one day, when I heard his key rattling in the door, I sat kind of seductively on the couch. He entered through the door and looked alarmed as shit. I was so confused until I saw his mom and dad right behind him. Bro, the speed at which I sprinted to the room was unbelievable. No. Oh my god, I don't know why I just had this vision. I had this vision of like, what if your partner likes sushi, right? And so you lay down on their kitchen island naked, like one of the sushi girls, and you just have like sushi all over your body, and your partner comes back with their parents and you're laying on the kitchen island naked, covered in sushi, and his parents are there. That would be interesting. I mean, I guess at least his parents can be reassured that their son is seeing a sexy woman. You know, maybe after that, you know, his mom dapped him up like, good job, son. Like, that's a hot piece of ass. It was like my third time over my ex's place. She still lived with her family, and I still didn't fully know the layout of her house yet. She wanted to start getting down and dirty and assured me multiple times that no one in her family was home, so I didn't have to worry about anything. Since it was our first time hooking up at her place, I was kind of shocked to hear how loud she was being the whole time. Like, straight up scream moaning and doing the whole, oh yeah, right there type shit. Oh yeah, right there. That is so good. I was starting to feel pretty anxious about the level of noise in her family's home, especially because the past times we've hooked up, she's never been so loud/vocal. Then the next thing I knew, her sister started banging on the door and then just walks on in to start yelling about how gross and disgusting we are for being so loud. Turns out her and her sister's room dead ass share a wall, and she knew her sister was home the entire time. Apparently she wanted to get her back because she heard her sister hooking up with someone like a year ago. Okay, holding a grudge much? So folks, please don't try to do anything like this without the other party's consent. And then it has this smiling face. I didn't show my face in that damn house for months. I still don't know how we had a relationship after that. No, yeah, that's not... That is so funny how she was being so loud, it was, like, confusing to you. It's like, I've barely touched you and you sound like you're singing opera. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I obviously don't know you personally, but it's like maybe if she told you, it would have been a different story. Like, maybe if she told you, then you would have been like, totally, yeah, let's get her back and, you know, oh. Like, if you would have just told me and then we could be in cahoots about it, then... yeah, we can make it louder than construction up in this John. But because you deceived me. Well, I guess you did stay with her. So, yeah, there is that. It was school camp. There weren't enough beds, so I ended up having to share a bed with my crush. Okay, wop-hat ass situation. It was a big bed, so there was quite a lot of space between us. Also, we're both guys. Excellent. Gay. I love to hear that. At that point, I was fully convinced he was straight, but after a while, when the others fell asleep, there were 2 more guys in separate beds in the room. He started scooting over and placed his hand on my hip. Oh my god. I would have been absolutely vibrating with excitement. I literally would have been Rose Toy vibrating with excitement. So yeah, hand on the hip, I froze. He started getting closer and hugged me from behind. He then whispered into my ear, "You have a crush on me, don't you?" Oh my god. Oh my god. The way, if that happened to me, it would have been looking like Noah's Ark on that bitch, the way I would flood the entire place. I internally screamed. Yeah, I would have too. I couldn't get any words out of my mouth, so instead I started rubbing... Okay, I'm gonna skip a little bit because it is quite erotic. Happy for you that it was starting to get a little erotic. But yeah, it's a little bit too rah-rah. One of the other, so things are getting hot and heavy, and then one of the other guys pulled the blanket off of us. He apparently woke up and heard some noises from our bed and decided to investigate. I did not go to school for like a week. The guy luckily didn't tell anyone. I still can't make eye contact with him though. My crush has also avoided me since then. I don't know, it sounds like maybe you guys both may have still liked each other, but the situation was so awkward that you just avoided each other. Maybe you guys can rekindle in the future and then, I don't know, have like a gay love story. Instead of red, white, and royal blue, my back and your front grinding. So yeah, the worst hookup experience would be the time when I was at uni and brought home a girl from a queer bar. Had a blast that night. Even did a quickie the next day before she left, and I can say without a doubt that it was the best action I've had in a while. Okay, we literally love to hear that. Fast forward after 2 years, oh my god. Of course my brother decides to put a ring on the same girl who moaned my name a lot back then. I was like, oh my god, I was like, damn, how did you find the exact same girl, bro? Out of all of these women, how did you find her? It was so damn awkward for me when she was introduced to our family. She was all silent during the day. The tension was so weird when we are together, and it feels forceful and awkward. We still don't talk much and never told anyone about what we did back then. It's like what we did during college stays at college. That is really, I can't imagine sitting at that dinner table. That's literally a, you know, did you guys try the chicken? I thought the chicken was lovely ass situation. Because, oh my god, I would not even be able to look at her. Me standing up at the family dinner table and being like, okay, so who's better at sex, me or my brother? And if you don't say me, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm serious. I am going to leave this family. I'm gonna flip over the table. Gravy everywhere. But I guess I hope the family dynamic is okay, because that is a little awkward. Over Christmas break of 2023, me and my ex hooked up like 4 times in the span of a week. Typical. Before I left back for college, she was convinced we were in a relationship. I only went along with it because I had nothing better to do over the break, and we broke up the next month in February. I'm processing. That's so romantic, you know. If I were to ask my you know, someone I had been in a romantic entanglement with, you know, why did you decide to give us another chance? And she was basically just like, well, I had shit else to do. I mean, I can't even contain my butterflies. I was 18 and I really wanted my first time to be with my high school boyfriend, and he had sworn that he wanted his first time to be with me too, once the time was right for both of us. We went to different colleges, but they were still really close to one another. Think NYU and Columbia, but another city. But I guess anything other than being literal neighbors was long distance for him because he cheated on me anyways. And dogs will be dogs. And that's not against men, okay? Women cheat too. Honestly, everyone is a dog. It's just that some of us are, you know, stray dogs with a little less class, and some of us are, you know, Pomeranians or purebred Yorkies. The day after I found out, I decided to hook up with someone just to kill that feeling of wanting the first time to be with him. Immature, I know, but I was 18. Baby, I would have done the exact same thing. I went to a frat party and came back to the dorm with someone. The problem is, when the guy finished, the weight of the breakup got to me and I started crying. Oh no, I would probably do that too. The guy then looked me in the eye and said, I didn't want to make you cry. I didn't realize I was that big. Oh, brother! Apparently he thought that his Johnson & Johnson was too big and that I was crying because it hurt. Anyway, that gave me the biggest ick. Not you crying because of the weight of infidelity and your relationship and the loss of trust and loyalty that you're experiencing. And he's like, whoa, I had no idea that my schlong was that big. What did you even say back to him? You know, when he was like, I had no idea that, you know, my Peter Pecker was the size of the Chrysler building and it's making you so upset. Honestly, at that point, I would have just been like, and you know what? My grandma died. So what now? It wasn't a terrible experience per se, but I'm pretty sure she only hooked up with me to try and sell me insurance. I couldn't tell if she was just talking about her work a lot or if she was trying to get me to sign up for her insurance company. Wait, I'm sorry. Is this during a date or is this during sex? Like, ooh, yeah, I'm so close. So close to getting you 15% off of this car insurance. Ooh, right there. Sign and date right there. An initial here. One time I met a girl off Yik Yak. That is so funny. Not Yik of the Yak. Embarrassing in of itself, and we went out to pizza. She like barely talked to me, but I thought it was just because the place was kind of loud. Okay, quick tangent. Literally such a tough situation to be in when I am not even like on a date, but like just with a friend, and the restaurant is so fucking loud. One time I went out to dinner with my one friend, and the place was so loud, I got fatigued trying to keep asking him to repeat himself, that he just started talking and I was just like nodding to everything he said, even though I had no clue what this man was saying. I'm so sorry to my friend, but I did have no idea what you were saying. I just kept nodding. You know, he could have been like, so I think that I'm gonna move out of the country without any money, and I think I'm also going to join maybe some sort of international drug trade, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, that sounds great. But anyways, we went back to her dorm, and when she kissed me, she just kind of pressed her lips against mine and didn't move. Then she stuck her whole tongue in my mouth and kind of just held it there like a dead fish. Great. Anyhow, the sex was bad. I can gather that. And I never talked to her again. Her mouth also smelled like pizza. Yeah. And the dead fish in your mouth in question was an anchovy from the pizza. I'm sorry. I think that kissing is it can be such a hard thing sometimes, because if you guys are not on the same wavelength, it's like, can be very jarring. I think that kissing is, so much of it is like personal taste. Never hooked up. That's the most embarrassing thing. I'm sad, lonely, and desperate. Please God, if you hear me, I'd even hook up with you. Is that blasphemous? I'm scared. All of the God stands are gonna come after me. The God stands. Christians. Catholics. Okay, honestly, there are still so many more, but I'm just gonna read this last one. The dorm of the guy who I lost my virginity to set the mood lighting by putting a red plastic bag over his lampshadeless light bulb. Oh, to be 19. Oh, to be 19. To be 19, setting the mood lighting with a red plastic bag and having a sex playlist that is just god-awful. Okay, well, this was fun. I hope you guys liked this video. Comment down below, what is the worst song that's ever come up for you during sex? For me, my person had their Spotify on shuffle, and the Spirited Away soundtrack came on. And also What Is Love by Twice. So another time we were watching a movie, well, we weren't really watching the movie, but there was this scene going on where like the mom character was screaming and having this huge breakdown because her daughter was just abducted, and I was like, I'm gonna turn this off because this is not really contributing to the mood right now. Yeah, I think an Amber Alert is not really going to add to the ambiance of this whole thing, so let's shut this off. Yeah, okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please tune into my short film. I know that I feel like sometimes watching influencers try to be actors or whatever can be a bit jarring, because it's like, I know you for you, so seeing you play a character, like 2 and 2 is not adding up. But sorry, me just like projecting my insecurities all of a sudden. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you will also watch the short film, and yeah, great. Until next time.